everyone, Jeff Eccles here with The Lonely Vine. Did you miss me? I missed you. I know it's been a while. You know, I took a little bit of time off to really study, to really get ready for the Certified Specialist of Wine exam I took through the Society of Wine Educators. I got through that, and you know, I just kind of kept studying even after that because that's how much I like to nerd out on it. But that's done. That's been passed. And I think I'm ready to taste some wine with you guys. I don't know how the wine's going to be, but I kind of enjoy the story behind the region, or some of the stories around the region. And so that's kind of why I picked the wine that I chose tonight. You know, one of the things that people say a lot, or at least people that I've dealt with a lot in the wine industry, is that really a big part of wine is the story. It's the story that's behind the winemaker, behind the wine, behind the grape, behind the area, yada, yada, yada. You know, the story means a lot to it. And so the wine that we are tasting today is from the Babcock Winery. This is from the Rita Hills AVA in California, and this is the Rita Hills 2009 Pinot Noir. So what is so interesting about this? Well, you know, a couple of things. You know, this is going to be kind of Santa Barbara area, county of California, and this is actually what they call a sub-AVA. So it's a sub region or a sub-American viticultural area of the Santa Ynez region. So it's a much smaller one. And what's, you know, you're thinking this area of California, Pinot Noir, it might be a little too hot. And what's interesting here is that this is a region where the mountains are actually going east-west. So, you know, it's a little bit more towards the ocean, but with those east-west mountains, as opposed to north-south, where it is most everywhere else, it really creates this a tunnel or a funnel or a canal or any other term you want to use that really lets that cold air come in off the ocean and keep temperatures down, give you larger, you know, diurnal shifts between night and day, lets even some fog and nestle in there. So with those temperatures, you're giving a chance for your Pinot Noirs, for your Chardonnays, to really shine with those cooler temperatures. You know, if you go around this sub-AVA, you know, you're looking at Syrah, Grenache, Viognier. You know, you're looking at what you typically expect for warmer temperatures. So, kind of an interesting little thing of, you know, how you know, you hear a lot when people talk about old world versus new world, that old world wines or winemakers tend to believe a lot more in terroir, or, you know, a sense of place in where the wines grow. And new world winemakers, you know, tend to believe more in the wine making ability as opposed to, you know, a sense of place. You know, but as you're seeing, you know, there's just a new, I think it's Moon Mountain AVA that came up in Sonoma County. You know, when there's another one I can't even remember right now, but you're seeing all these sub-AVAs starting to pop up, and even sub-AVAs. You know, you think up in Washington State, there's Columbia Valley, which is this huge AVA. It takes up a huge amount of space. And there's a sub-AVA in there, Yakima Valley. And then even within that, there's AVAs down there. Red Mountain is one. You know, and so people will be like, or talking about, are we getting too many of these sub-AVAs? It's going to make it too difficult for people to understand or know what's going on. And I don't really think so. I think it's more about, you know, when I think of like the Red Mountain AVA up in Washington, you're looking at a much different flavor profile than other places that you can get grapes from. You know, so for the winemakers, it makes a big difference. You know, you've got a little bit of the Red Mountain grape to add some spice to the wine you're making, but you're probably not going to see whole bottles coming out of it. I just don't think you will. You know, so, you know, I don't think you're going to see I don't think it's going to really impact how you buy wine. If you want to nerd it up, you know, gives you more opportunity to learn, to study, to experience wines from different regions. And I just went off on a big tangent, so let me reel it back in a little bit and go. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, so I'm going to show you the sub-region name here. You can see it's STA period Rita Hills. And so you're like, well, it's Santa Rita Hills. Are they skimping on ink? Why are they just saying the STA Rita Hills? So if you happen to have a bottle from this region pre-2006, so from 2005 or earlier, it would actually say Santa Rita Hills. But this AVA it came out in early 2001, 2000, somewhere around there, and it was known as Santa Rita Hills. But it is very much a global economy. Wine is very much a global product. Well, there is a very highly regarded, very well-known winery in Chile that's called the Santa Rita Winery. They took exception to these wines coming out with the Santa Rita Hills AVA on it. I don't think this one had to go to court. I think they actually got together and they worked their differences out, and they changed the name of the sub-AVA from Santa Rita Hills AVA to STA period Rita Hills AVA to give good distinction between the Santa Rita Winery and the Santa Rita Hills AVA. So that's what I know about that. Let's get into this wine. So Pinot Noir, cool climate. Alcohol is 13.6, so a nice lower level alcohol. Make it a little bit more food friendly. A lot of times you're starting to see 14.5 alcohol on Pinot Noirs, jacking up that fruit profile, jacking up that alcohol. Let's see what happens with this lower level alcohol. So right away on the color, I don't know if you can see this, but this is uber light. This is super light, and really, a lot of times we talk about garnet in color, ruby in color. This is really, getting into that salmon. This has almost got an orange kind of tint to it. Very different color than what you're used to seeing in a lot of wines. No purple, really light, really easy to see through. I can even see the camera looking through this, so it's that light. So on the nose, man, this is a fun one. This has got a lot going on in the nose. Definitely get, there's more of an earth component to this one than a big fruit component. That forest floor, just some general dirt, even a little bit of a, metallic kind of nose to it. Maybe even a little bit of stewed fruit, which I'm kind of surprised on. I usually expect that out of some of the warmer climate grapes, but I'm getting a little bit of that. Yeah, that dirt, forest floor. I am getting maybe a sense of cranberry coming into it. Not big time cranberries like you get out of some Pinot Noirs. This is definitely more subdued, and definitely more of that earthiness is coming through on this one. So fun nose. I like those earthier kind of noses. Let's see what's going on with the palate on this one. Definitely some herbaceousness coming through. Not really pinpointing exact herbs, but there's definitely a herby kind of sense to it. The palate, it's pretty simple. It's not real depth. There's not a lot of explosion or anything like that, but it is more restrained. It is a little bit more earthy. There is a nice little bit of a strawberry kind of thing, especially more on the finish. I'm starting to pick up a little bit more of that strawberry. There's a little bit of that cranberry thing. I'm getting a little bit of that, you know, it's fall outside, so I'm getting a little bit of that, you know, leafy, earthy kind of flavor profile coming on this wine. Even getting a little bit of a peppery kind of thing to it. There is this, you know, along with that kind of strawberry, a little bit of that pepper, there is this it's almost a candy kind of thing on the finish as well. And a little bit of spice. This actually, you know, the first taste I had, I think I may have went a little too quick. There is some complexity in this as it trails off into the finish. I think a lot of you would really like this wine. It's not real overpowering. It's pretty smooth. It's got a nice finish to it. It's not real long or anything like that. Overall, the wine's not super complex, but it does taste pretty good. I'm going to go in for a little bit more. You know, I think this could pair with a lot of lighter foods. I wouldn't get too heavy in the meats with this one. Yeah, I think a lot of you would like this one. This one rolls in the $15, $16 price range, somewhere in there, $15, $18. You know, if I was going to score this one, I would put this, you know, I would actually put this 87, 88. I would probably slip it up to a little bit of 88 just because the finish has a little bit of complexity, a little bit of nuance that I wasn't expecting and is a little bit unusual. So just for that, I think I might knock it up a point. So that's it for the wine. That's it for the Santa Rita Hills little info fact sheet. Even though there's no sheet. And I'm just talking diatribe, if you will. I don't know. So let's see. Question for the show. I haven't done one in a while. Usually, and I never have one prepared, but usually I'm thinking about it. So since I talked a lot about AVAs and sub-AVAs, you know, we all know the Napas, we all know the Sonomas, Walla Walla, Washington. What are some, or is your favorite AVA wine region in the U.S.? So let me know. Hope to talk to you on the comment section, in the website, on the website, or Twitter, Facebook, Lonely Vine on Facebook, all those different places you can find me. And I think that's going to do it for me. So until next time, everybody, cheers.